All right, development charges. Growth pays for growth. That is the mantra that many municipal councillors live by. There's been a lot of publicity lately from economists and from some municipalities about how development charges, because they've gotten so high and expensive, that it's causing, or it's playing a part in the housing crisis we currently have in Canada. So, taking an interest in real estate, I went down a rabbit hole investigating these development charges, and it's quite interesting actually that, from the perspective of the city councillors, they hire consultants. The consultants tell them how much it is going to cost to build out the infrastructure that they need for their forecasted growth, and then they just take that number and they divide it by the number of housing units they are expecting to come in the years ahead, and then they add it to the cost of building a house, otherwise known as development charge. Sounds rational. The problem is that no one's really asking serious questions about how can we build infrastructure cheaper. If you think about Elon Musk, he didn't just go to NASA and say, okay, how much does it cost to launch a rocket? Okay, $5 billion to launch a rocket. I guess I have to raise $5 billion. No, he went about trying to reinvent the way you build rockets and launch rockets at a much more affordable cost. With the economy of scale and the cost structure that he's been able to build, he can now launch rockets and create innovation in that space that previously was not possible. So back to development charges. Sorry, I'm hiking up a steep hill here. I think councillors and municipalities and even the province needs to take a deep, long look at the cost of our infrastructure and figure out how we're procuring it and how we're building it, because it's become astronomically expensive. So that's number one. Number two, the point I'd like to make to finish this video is development charges have gotten so expensive that it's almost like the entrance fee to a private club for wannabe homeowners. And what I mean by that is these people that don't yet own a home and they really want to own a home, if you're putting $100,000 to $150,000 in development charges on every housing unit, it's like you want to get in the club of housing ownership. Oh, you got to pay your entrance fee of $125,000. It's crazy. We can't expect our kids and our kids' kids to be able to afford these crazy fees. We need to think of another financing model that has more reasonable development charges. And lastly, my opinion, I think development charges should be, they should pay for the growth of the new developments, not for the development of like rec facilities, new libraries, or upgrading existing infrastructure, because like that's stuff that everyone gets to share in. So why should just the new homeowners, most likely the younger generation, they're buying their first home, why should they have to fit the bill of the new $80 million rec center that's being built for the community? I think that cost should be shared by everyone in the community. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'm sure everyone has a really strong opinion on this because it's a hot topic these days with the housing crises that we find ourselves in. Take care.